the show here. Sorry about that. What's up, everybody? Welcome to all new episode of SCNS Live, the Super Cool Nerd Show. Thank you for joining us out there in Super Cool Nerd Nation. We are back for another season of this show. We got am I going crazy?
You're a disgrace.
I mean, yeah, but in what way this week?
You didn't start when we started.
I messed up.
That's a big one.
I'm gonna introduce myself as Jason the X. To my left is Kat. What's up, buddy?
Hey, it's me,
To
Kat.
to her left is a thing. What is this?
My name is Ash, and I'm running things now.
I think I need a lighter. Anyway, there's another. Is that Roddy Piper from They Live?
Yes.
It is. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Does he have a shotgun?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be real nice to him. Further on down the road there's Cass.
Hi, everybody.
Why did y'all bring
This is Tyler. Hello.
It is not Tyler. That is a horrible name.
That is his name.
No.
My
Second name?
nephew named him.
Huh?
My nephew named him.
Okay.
We've never looked at you and said, Jason, your name is not Jason.
Stupid
It's a
name.
terrible
I
name.
judge Tylers
Amazing.
like Tophers. You can't trust a Topher.
You think you can trust this guy?
No.
Exactly.
They're in the same boat. Okay, behind the board, making things look good and twisting the knobs and everything, there's Cora.
Huh? What? Oh,
What?
sorry.
Oh, are you making fun of me because I messed up?
No, I was paying attention. I wasn't reading a book at all. Hi, everybody.
Are you reading porn on the show back there or something? It's porn.
Man, our producer can't even watch our show.
Oh, there he is. Hi.
We can't really...
I didn't know there wasn't that book. Hi. Hi. You know what? Back to you, Jason.
Anyway, so yeah, started up again. I hope everybody enjoyed their holiday break. I know we did. We got some. We've had a couple of meetings. There's a couple things you're going to see changing on the show as the season progresses. Apparently, puppets are a part of that as well. Which this is just crazy.
I'm all for it.
You're
honestly,
all for more puppets.
I love the puppets. Oh, ow! Jeez, that was.
Sorry about that.
I think it's creepier that he doesn't have any eyes underneath those glasses.
Hello.
That
Tyler is my new best friend. I love him so much.
that is a horror story just waiting to happen.
You better shut up
He's
about
got
my friend.
He's got a
or-
hair on his lip there. I don't know what that is. That's not gonna.
Anyway.
Oh boy, this is already off the rails, guys. We're also approaching our con season. We've got some talk on that. More news. I am so distracted here. Did everybody have fun over the break? What did y'all do?
No.
Y'all didn't have fun over the break. Y'all didn't. Cora, did you have any fun?
Yeah,
over the
Tyler did.
break? You've been heavily into Baldur's Gate 3.
I have. I've finally been playing it, and I've been surprisingly slow going with it. Like, I've been playing it a lot, but I just got to, like, the Tiefling party.
You honestly seem like a thorough person on RPGs, so that doesn't surprise me at all.
Oh boy, like, I've been scouring everything. The one downside to that is that I found the living embodiment of my nightmares when I was like, oh, this will be fun. And then I found a spider that can teleport and attack me. And
Oh yeah, that area was fun. I've been playing through
then
it too.
I found its mom, and I have not gone back down there since.
I mean, game of the year right there. And as a person that played Spider-Man 2,
Oh, yeah.
guys, Spider-Man 2 was not game of the year. Baldur's
many
Gate 3 was
people-
definitely game of the year.
How many people do you think she's
What?
romanced?
Did you romance the bear?
I think I've got to wait a couple
I haven't
minutes
gotten to
in
that part
before we-
yet. I did romance the vampire, so that all of my
Who wouldn't?
Oh my goodness.
all my teenage dreams came true.
Of course.
Anyways, we don't need to talk about that again.
My wife is also playing it. I'm disappointed in some of the conversations that we've been having. Like, I should be jealous, I'm not. But anyway, let's go ahead and kick this thing off with some super cool nerd news. So let's start things off right by talking about Star Wars. What's wrong?
Nothing good. Keep
Oh, okay. Let's start the show off by talking about something I love, and that is Star Wars. You didn't adjust that camera, did you?
You were standing for 99% of stuff.
Fair.
So,
This
Ew.
is the bug show.
look at that. Look at that. Everything's fixed. Time to go. Let's go.
Now, it's been a while since we had a Star Wars property on the silver screen, you know, considering the last one, which, hey, I love all Star Wars. I will take them all, but we do have our first word of a new property, not a new property, of a movie coming to the silver screen, and it is The Mandalorian. We'll be getting a full feature act. Jon Favreau is going to be directing this, also being produced by Dave Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy. I kind of like how this works. These properties should be interchangeable between TV and movie. It's 5 years later, 3 seasons of The Mandalorian, and here we are with a movie. Granted, it doesn't follow the whole, 6 seasons in a movie thing? Though we can still get 6 seasons of The Mandalorian. But this is also going to be following some talk from James Mangold's new Star Wars series, which is supposed to be set thousands of years in the future at the dawn of the Order of the Jedi. So, yes, more Star Wars on the screen. I couldn't be more excited. And granted, The Mandalorian filled the wish of a kid who wanted to see Star Wars on TV since he first saw it in the theater. So I'm very happy to see these guys coming to the big screen.
What about the Christmas special? That was on TV.
You know what? A lot of people don't talk about the Christmas special. As a kid, when that came on, seriously, like there was no Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So give me all the Star Wars that I can take. You know,
It's a rough. Yeah.
there was also an
though.
Ewoks live action movie.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. In fact, there were 2 of them. I think Wilford Brimley was in one of them.
Was he an Ewok as well?
No. Star Wars properties on TV
Kinda
have been
looks
far and few between. There was a droid series
I do
way back in the
remember
day.
that. Yeah.
So, as someone that loves Star Wars, anything I can get, give me.
Yeah.
So, this is, sorry, we're distracted for a second. But anyway, yeah, it is set to begin production this year in 2024. Of course, Mr. Daddy's going to be back to play the Mandalorian again. So,
Oh, he looks so good at the Emmys. Like,
He really did.
with his busted arm and everything.
Yeah.
his busted arm and his beautiful arm, Candy, his sister, looks.
Oh,
his
yeah.
trans sister, just
Well,
out
they've had
there.
like
Just
several
stole
award
the
shows
show.
like in a
Yeah.
row.
Yeah, because
I
of
was
the
like-
strike, the Emmys got pushed back to January, and then Golden Globes and Oscars usually happen in January anyway. And there was one more Critics' Choice Awards.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is usually award season anyway, but with the Emmys getting pushed back, it was
A
even
lot of people
more.
that we like got Emmys too.
Yeah.
Sam from Critical Role.
Sam Riegel, yeah,
Got it- got
and
it.
his
He's-
sister got one as well.
He's gonna be insufferable. Like,
Yeah.
he already had
I-
one.
yeah, I mean, it was for Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Yeah.
So Weird Al got an Emmy and
Yeah.
then immediately went to In-N-Out Burger to celebrate. And so did Paul Giamatti. With
Paul Giamatti was the one I saw.
He got a Golden Globe Award and went to
In-N-Out.
You gotta love it. Are you okay, buddy?
There's a thumping every time the table moves. I think one of the cords is loose, so it's hitting the table, and I'm trying to figure out.
I rearranged my cord when I saw that note to not hit the book. Did it go away?
I don't know. The table isn't moving anymore.
Okay, so don't touch the table. Or don't touch it
Is
a
it
lot.
doing it now?
No, I'll let y'all know if
Okay.
it continues.
We'll be
Thank you
careful.
for
Anyway.
thank you for dealing with our.
Yeah,
Hey,
please
it's
tell
the
us
opening
about
show. Yeah, please.
production issues
Yeah.
and stuff we want you to see and hear
There
us.
have been some changes, so we gotta do all that. Anyway, but I mean, Sam should be insufferable that he won an Emmy. Okay, I would be.
I mean,
Multiple Emmy
I'm-
Award winner Sam Riegel.
I'm going to be.
Yeah.
That's right, positive thinking.
Exactly. So anyway, Mandalorian, silver screen, and his sister did look fantastic on the red carpet. Didn't he? He was on another one with Bella from Last of Us,
Yes,
right?
because
Yes, I thought so.
the Emmys, and then Bella announced for the Golden Globes, I
Okay.
think. So yeah, they were
Yeah,
there as well.
the award shows were running together for me. I was like, wait a minute, didn't we just
Like
have one, or
back-to-back
did I miss
nights
one?
almost, yeah.
Okay. And congratulations to Weird Al, you're a national treasure. You deserve that.
Absolutely.
And
I'm a li-
keep making the jokes every time you see AI in print, and he's like, He just reads it as Al and responds to every single one of them, and I think that's outstanding. It's like, Al
getting really
is
offended.
not qualified because computer-generated graphics aren't qualified, and he's like, I am a person.
This man is great.
Treasure.
Anyway.
I'm a little bit concerned. It's going into production this year.
Yeah, 2024.
I wonder how long it's been planned.
Probably John Favreau's been really good about
He
planning
has.
things
And
out. So
with Dave Filoni being in charge, I guess I'm pretty confident.
Star Wars Cowboy, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
An absolute legend when it comes to Star Wars lore.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there hasn't been an animated 1994 movie of The Mandalorian that was good and didn't need remade into a live action, so I trust Jon Favreau with this one.
Fair enough. All right, Kat, you want to go?
Okay, so
Movie news. So.
yeah, movie news.
I'm out of practice, y'all.
So, speaking of things that are public domain now, which we weren't, but whatever. I don't know if any of you saw Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. Did any of you see that?
I did not. I kind of want to.
We kind of wanted to. We looked up like a clip from it, and it looks like a really bad slasher. Not like good bad, just bad bad. But the production company that did it, Jagged Edge Productions, has already announced that they're going to be making a movie from another thing that's going public domain. It's going to be called Pinocchio Uprising.
Interesting.
And unlike Winnie the Pooh, Pinocchio is inherently a creepy-ass story. The animated movie, terrified me as a child.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it. It's a puppet, and he got no strength. And it has body horror, and that his nose grows. Like, this one is kind of a natural to me. I could make a Pinocchio horror movie. It's not hard.
Yeah, I think I already knew Pinocchio was creepy, and then Lou Wilson played Pinocchio in Dimension 20's horror season Never After, and there were several body horror elements, including him having broken off his own nose and used it as a weapon. And yeah, like, Pinocchio is inherently scary, and I appreciate it, and Winnie the Pooh just isn't, and so I think they might have a lot more success this time around.
An external conscience that just is also just like totally unrealistic, sees the world in black and white, and like, doesn't he leave him when he does something he doesn't like or something?
In the original
I don't remember.
folktale, I believe he does.
Like, there's just a lot of horror elements. I might see this one. This one might be good. It's all in the casting, and please don't CGI the crap out.
I've never been a big fan of Pinocchio anyway.
It's not a good story.
So,
I mean, can we all just agree that the original cartoon that Disney put out was already terrifying because of Pleasure Island? Like, children were being turned into donkeys because they were taking part in vices. Like, let's not pretend.
Children.
Yeah, for children. For children, by children.
It's like children don't enjoy the carnival that your parent, like, no, they get on sugar highs and they want to stay at the carnival like kids do, and then they're
horrible.
Enslaved.
Did anybody
Enslaved.
watch the remake that came out last year with Tom Hanks?
no.
So this is what I heard. I'm not 100% sure that it's true. But on Pleasure Island, in the original cartoon, they smoke cigars and drink beer, right?
Yes,
Yes.
whiskey,
And
actually,
destroy
for sure.
whiskey. And destroy a bunch of
It's
stuff.
terrible.
Apparently in the remake, they didn't want to show children drinking alcohol, so they turned it into root beer. And they didn't want to show children being really naughty, so they told them that they could destroy stuff. And then they destroyed stuff and drank root beer, and they got turned into donkeys for that.
I mean, Pinocchio.
The punishment did not fit the crime.
You told them they could!
Pinocchio is like 6 or 7, maybe 8. Like, really, anything Pinocchio does is low key his parents' fault.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially,
Geppetto's
like,
fault.
the day after he's born, Geppetto's like, I go to school now.
Yeah, how old is he? He's like a couple of days old. He's not, his moral compass still needs work.
What? Yeah.
And it's a cricket.
And it's a cricket.
Oh,
The people who think
It's
that
a
that's a
bug.
good idea probably also want armed people in schools.
Yes.
Like, it's just objectively
political.
kids are gonna be a kid.
The only way that you stop a bad little kid with a whiskey is a good little kid with a whiskey.
I mean, if you give them enough whiskey, they stop misbehaving real
That's
quick.
true. Have you ever seen a drunk baby?
It just reminds me of that scene from Archer. You don't give a child alcohol, you ass, unless they have the colic or the crook or the
Exactly.
Wow, a lot of things starting to make sense here.
I
What an
love
amazing
Mallory
show.
Archer. She's
On
trying to
Gen
get
X,
the
they
baby.
were still giving us alcohol for things when we were
Yeah.
kids.
She's
Yeah.
trying to get the baby to diet. Oh, she's outstanding.
Okay, I'll check out Horror Pinocchio.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I don't think you should do every single
I
one,
wouldn't
but
expect it to be good,
Pinocchio's
though.
a good one.
Yeah.
Dumbo might be a good one. Like,
I don't know about that.
Dumbo is so nonsensical that I just don't know. Like, I don't know how... It's barely a story.
I used to, like, I'll poke fun at adults who are like, back when things were good and wholesome, and it's like, Dumbo gets drunk because the carnies left a huge barrel of beer out, and then he winds up in a field where some not very well disguised stereotypes of
Yeah.
people are hanging out. Like, wholesome?
Yeah.
Really?
I feel like the meme on that one, just like where the guy's like,
Yeah, some messed
Okay.
up happened in those movies.
I didn't know you could do that in a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, no thank you.
You know, for kids.
For
For
kids.
kids!
all right, so who else has some movie news? Didn't you have one, Cora?
I have no movies.
Oh, it's anime.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, no, wait, I do have a
My
movie.
I thought so.
You have a movie.
Jacques.
Don't you tell me what I...
I forgot because I added it last second. I'm sorry.
It's like I looked at the picture. I was like, damn, I'm starting to...
Hold on, I wasn't
Hallucinating,
Yeah,
Jason.
no kidding, right?
You hallucinated a movie.
I'm old enough to question, like, you know,
All right.
my memories, okay? You know, my senility is going to be awesome.
All right. It's real quick, but I'm sure you all remember Godzilla -1 came out
Yes.
last year, and it was a big hit everywhere.
Last year, a couple months ago. Anyway,
It still counts as last year. Either way, we're not done with Godzilla -1. Now, we're not getting like a sequel that I know of yet, but we are getting Godzilla -1 in black and white. So Godzilla -1 minus color. It's already aired in Japan. They had a one-weekend event, as you can see, starting January 12th. Well, it's also coming to the United States as well. Be sure to get your tickets for the one-week engagement of Godzilla -1 minus color. It'll be tickets are available, I think, now. The dates are January 26th through February 1st.
also got a little bit of news on that because we have press contact with Toho now. Godzilla crossed the $50 million domestic box office
Hey.
for the U.S. It is the fifth highest grossing non-English language film in U.S. box office history.
Nice.
And, I mean, it's great if no one's seen it yet. Have y'all seriously not?
I haven't had...
It's awesome.
I can count on one hand, I think, the number of kaiju movies I've seen.
That's a travesty. But also, it achieved the one thing that no Godzilla movie has ever done for me, and I've seen all of them.
50 million at the box office.
Well, besides that, I gave a crap about the humans in this film.
What?
Like, I felt like the Grinch when his heart, like, opened up. And it was at that moment Jason cared about the humans in the
Heart
Godzilla
three
film.
sizes.
Yes, it hurt like hell.
Yeah.
But it's not just a good kaiju movie. It's a good movie. It deals with a lot of survivor's guilt.
Oh.
And, yeah. I mean, there were some ridiculous elements of it that I'm cool with because it's Godzilla. What do y'all want? Everybody's complaining about that new Godzilla Kong movie where he's, like, running. Like, really? This is the hill y'all want to die on? Out of all the things Godzilla's done, this is what you got a problem with? Him and Kong running like in a buddy cop movie? I laughed my ass off at that part, and I'm here for it when I watch the movie. But, yeah, as far as, like, this was a great success for us to get more of those films in the States. because we had like limited releases of like Shin Ultraman, Shin Kamen Rider. I even think Shin Godzilla got a limited showing here, but we got a full run. It even got extended here. So this is great news, and especially in an industry that probably didn't do so well this year.
Yeah, it's been a rough year.
I've heard that about the human element, that they actually made like whole ass characters from people.
This movie is a physical media buy for me when it's available.
Yeah, I do have to say, if you were going to sell me on a Godzilla movie, that's exactly what you would say. Is that they actually gave the humans characters. Because that's my big problem with kaiju movies. Is that, most of the time that doesn't happen. And that's one of the reasons that I do like Pacific Rim.
Well, yeah.
Because there are actually characters.
Yeah, I'll watch that movie. I'll watch the hell out of that movie.
Yeah.
But granted, I mean, Cora and I watched the trailer for Pacific Rim, and when we saw a giant robot dragging a tanker down the road to put a beat down on somebody, we were like, "Here's my money."
It wasn't just pulling it down the road. We saw him use it like a baseball bat, and that's where I don't remember anything else about that trailer. That's the part that sticks with me because that was where I went, "Ooh."
He dragged down the road with ill intent. Also, we were just talking about somebody like dragging an axe. That's exactly what I saw.
And like, I don't think any of us mind that. Like, those big moments are amazing. Like, we don't just want the human characters. We still want all the ridiculousness of.
If y'all can make it work, go right ahead.
Yeah.
But as far as like this movie, great character development. I would definitely recommend it. I will buy it on physical media, and I will watch it until that disc burns up.
I mean, I'm sold.
So congratulations on 50 million, and now we get more Godzilla. They just keep extending the run on this. It's great. Yep. Life is good.
Yep. Remember, folks, it will be for the United States January 26th through February 1st. So I would go ahead and start looking at your local theaters to see if they are going to have this, and go ahead and get your tickets now. Mm-hmm. I can't say for certain that it will sell out, but because it's a limited run, you never know. I didn't think there would be a lot of people at Shin Godzilla back when it was in theaters, for example, and I was wrong. Yeah. My friend got the tickets for us, and at that time there was like nobody, but that theater was packed. So if this is a Godzilla movie and we're gonna show it in black and white now, go ahead and get those tickets.
I mean, it's been a good year for I forget who that is that they go through. Like, we got Slam Dunk on the theaters here. Like, these are films we wouldn't have seen like 3 years ago.
Honestly, I think you're going to see a lot more of that over the next year.
Bring it on.
We're going to have a lot more foreign films because we're not going to have a lot of domestic films.
They're going to be scraping the. There's nothing been developed. It's going to be.
Yep.
It's going to be thin this year. So
they're going to have to go hat in hands to some of the countries they've ignored for years, like Korea. I hear you've been doing some really cool things with horror. You mind lending us some of those movies?
I like your zombies.
No, it's certainly going to end up that way.
We love fast zombies.
Dude, Korean zombies are the best.
I don't like fast zombies.
Let's also let's not overlook like Thai horror and Filipino horror and just South Asian horror in general. That's a whole other level of messed up and terrifying.
Yeah.
There was a there's a YouTuber I watched. She was talking about her childhood and a show she watched that was aimed at children, for kids, and she just showed like a single clip because she couldn't show the rest of it, and it looked like it looked like a horror movie. And she's like, yeah, this is just what we watched as kids, and it's no wonder a lot of people in these countries like horror. I'm like, are you okay?
Especially the 90s and the early 2000s Japanese horror is fantastic. The original version of The Grudge is amazing. An amazing movie.
Well, with that, so we move past anybody TV.
No, I have movies.
Cool.
I have movies.
Oh, go ahead. You got
one more. It's kind of gaming, kind of movies. So there was a little horror survival game a couple years ago called Until Dawn.
Oh!
Great survivalist. There's like 8 people on a retreat in the mountains. You have to survive, basically. And it does have like screenplay elements, but also it's kind of a blank slate. You could do anything you wanted. Well, the guy who wrote The Nun and It Chapter 2 screenwriter is writing this for Screen Gems, and David F. Sandberg, a horror darling, who taught a lot of us how
Icon.
to make horror movies with his YouTube channel. Shoutouts Pony Smasher, is going to direct
Nice.
the on-screen adaptation of Until Dawn. Critics for games have said this is one of the games that most deserves an adaptation. So I'm excited to see it. It's I don't know when it's going to come out, but Hayden Panettiere and Rami Malek were in the game. I don't know if they're going to be in the movie. We don't know when it's coming out yet, but it is coming out. It's going to be dope.
I personally wouldn't put them in the movie because the characters in the game are pretty juvenile, and so I like they're supposed to be, I think, just out of high school, just out of college.
It's a college retreat. It's a
Coming of age.
It's a last retreat before they go to college.
There we go. Yeah, and so, I do think that they should recast, and I'm happy to see whoever, whatever up-and-comers that they want to cast.
You could age them up. They could be the parents dropping people off. There's a way to incorporate them, but yeah, they shouldn't. Probably, unless, because you can mess with anything in something this wide open. I can see you putting, Hayden Panettiere in there and then having her die, instantly. Yeah. Somebody's older sister that goes with them, and then they're, 20 minutes into the movie, just gone.
I would love to see Peter Stormare back. Or Stormare might be how you pronounce his name. If you don't know, he's the Russian guy. If you've ever seen a movie with a Russian guy, he's the Russian guy. He was Lucifer in Constantine the movie. He's a fantastic actor. He plays a psychiatrist in Until Dawn. I think he would be a lot of fun to see back.
Yeah.
Wait. He was Lucifer in the Constantine movie?
Yeah.
Isn't he the guy in John Wick 2 at the beginning?
Maybe. Actually, you know what? I might be.
Sorry, because that's the Russian guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the Russian guy in so many things. Yeah.
I wonder which route they're gonna go for the movie.
They're gonna go up the mountain, I think.
Yeah, because for those who have not played the game, your choices will affect who lives, who dies, and there are ways to save all the characters, and there are routes where you kill all the characters, and things like that. So it'll be interesting what combination they go with.
I mean, early prediction, David F. Sandberg, they're not saving all the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's fine. I don't think they should.
I think they should go a route, and I can see him going a route where it looks like he's trying to take that approach so that you start to let yourself attach to a couple of them.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but you can't.
I played this game last year. I think I saved about half of them. I wasn't very good.
I pick favorites, and I'm just like, as long as this one makes it, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I did that with the sequel, though, and I immediately killed the one guy that I liked. I got really upset about it.
Oh, no.
I never finished the game.
He's still out there.
Yep.
I just watched people play it because I'm too scared to play it myself.
Yeah, I think you pointed out to me for the first time that horror video games are significantly scarier than horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Full on agree.
Yep. Too spooky.
Yep, that's it for movies, I think.
Cool. Television.
All right. So, you remember there was a TV show a while back. Almost nobody watched it. It's called Daredevil. It was an okay TV show. No, it was an absolutely amazing TV show. One of my favorites that I've ever watched. And then they announced that it was canceled. 5 years later, Disney got the rights to it. We saw Daredevil in Spider-Man, I think, first.
No Way Home.
No Way Home, an amazing movie. Saw him again in She-Hulk. And we're getting little bits of the Daredevil characters. We saw him and Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin, who's one of my favorite villains in anything. All leading up to a Daredevil Born Again series. Daredevil Born Again started shooting. The writer's strike happened. They had to stop shooting, and then they canned half of their entire season. And this is the only time, I think, in the history of television where that has been a good thing. That they just had to scrap all of it. Because there was a rumor that the original plan was that Karen and Foggy had died.
Yeah.
That's probably no longer the case because they're probably going to be in it. Deborah Ann Wall and Eldon Henson as Karen Foggy, two of the characters that make Daredevil. Two absolutely fantastic characters are probably, it's being reported that they are going to be in Daredevil Born Again as they started shooting recently. Yeah, they had to scrap the whole thing. They're doing it with a showrunner this time. They're doing it right. Vincent D'Onofrio has come out and even commented that this is significantly better and closer to the Netflix Daredevil show than what they've been doing previously. This is all part of a Marvel initiative that started with Echo called Marvel Spotlight, which is based on a comic series of the same name where they used to test out characters that they weren't ready to bring into the larger continuity. And so that might be the case here, or it might be that they just want to focus on these smaller stories like Echo. For the record, Echo was fantastic. Kingpin was in it. He was amazing. There is very, very minor spoilers. Daredevil does show up briefly.
Well, they released that clip.
Yeah.
So.
Well, here's the spoilers. He was supposed to be in it significantly more. He was supposed to be kind of a contact in New York, but they wanted to leave some of that on the table, probably to aid in Born Again's new continuity. So they're going to have less... They had less in Echo, the TV show, but probably more interactions in Daredevil Born Again. Again, a lot of this is kind of speculation. This is what we know.
Not to mention that there's a good chance they had to cut some of his scenes after Charlie Cox got the original script, went home, called everybody, and was like, how would Echo talk to Daredevil? He's blind and she's deaf. And
she was supposed to call him in New York. She was supposed to call him in New York. The writers didn't have an answer.
They were like, oh, we hadn't thought about that. It's like, well, it's kind of key.
I've seen Eloquent Cox do some interviews, and she is slightly verbal.
She is, but Echo...
Echo is not.
Echo in the comics is verbal.
Echo in the series, we have not seen her utter one word.
They've made some changes to the character that I really like. I really like the character in the comics. Yeah. And I kind of wish they had brought a little bit more of that over, but I'm not going to be that one that goes, comics are better.
Yeah.
No, this is different.
Yeah.
So's Kamala in the live action from the comic. So I'm not going to be that guy. But I do wish they had... I don't understand the need to make her nonverbal.
I do.
Why?
Because...
I do like... Granted, I love that everyone used ASL.
Yep.
I love that they leaned on that so much. That part I love. But I kind of... I do want a bit of that. But
verbalizing is not accessible for all deaf people.
Fair enough.
So in terms of... In the comic book, it's still an accessible medium. It doesn't matter so much. But I feel like if you translate it to screen, it's like, here's why you can't be like Echo.
But that's all... And that goes to what you were saying. Because they do have interactions in the comic. Mm-hmm. And it was a challenge in the comic. And now I feel like I'm going to be robbed of that.
I don't think you're going to be robbed of it.
Okay.
Eventually, I feel like it's going to be a bigger challenge, especially like, hey, what if they fight together? Their input signals are entirely different, and I think you could have a lot of very interesting kind of new stunt choreography for how, in the context, what they have is touch, but they have to find each other. Like, yeah. I think it'll be cool to watch her put her hand on his shoulder, like, I'm right here.
Yeah. I'm very interested. I also... Again, teeny tiny spoiler for Echo. They talked a lot about technology and the accessibility that we have that wasn't there when Echo was first introduced in the comics that is there now. And I kind of like that. And I wonder, they've done pretty good with Daredevil about accessibility and recognizing that he needs certain things, even with his abilities, to make the world accessible to him, and I like that they're including that.
Okay. I do think it's a sacrifice, because I do remember that from the comics, but I do think it's a sacrifice that they made with good intentions, and ultimately is going to be more meaningful to a demographic who doesn't see themselves represented often.
And granted, I love the series. I did like it. I got through.
She's
it's very
cool.
short. It was five episodes.
We watched it in one night. Yeah.
We didn't mean to.
I did it for longer. Anyway. Anybody else?
Just one last note for me personally. Daredevil's the best character in the MCU, and Kingpin is the best villain. It's my favorite, and I'm so excited.
Vincent D'Onofrio agrees with you. He's
Awesome.
so on board.
Okay. Anybody else with TV news?
I have
we can change
Netflix. Does that count?
That counts.
It's almost TV.
Okay. So I'm sure everyone here has heard of a little thing called One Piece.
What?
Maybe.
Heard of it.
Pretty short series, right?
Yeah, pretty short.
Yeah.
Just a mere 1,000 episodes.
We can read.
And going. Well, back in the 90s, Ichiro Oda, the mangaka for One Piece, did a series of one-shots of just various kind in Monthly Shonen Jump. Or Weekly Shonen Jump. Monthly, doesn't matter. In Shonen Jump. And one of those one-shots is getting an anime on Netflix. It is called Monster 103 Mercies Dragon Dominant. I'm sorry, 103 Mercies Dragon Damnation. I can't read my own writing.
Hooray.
It comes out on January 21st for the United States. It's being directed and composed by Sung-Hoo Park, who did Jujutsu Kaisen. So if you like how Jujutsu Kaisen looks, probably going to like how this looks. His studio is also going to be the one animating it, ENH Production. It is a new company, so it's not like Mappa or anything that has like roots. It'll be interesting to see. And as a fun tidbit, Ryuma Maji, or I'm sorry, I still can't read my own writing. Ryuma, the main character, he shows up in One Piece. I don't know where. Please don't ask me. I do not pay attention to One Piece. I just saw someone mention that and I was like, oh, that's cool. It's probably the arc where they go to like the Japanese-themed island. I don't know where that is. But that's cool. All comes back to One Piece eventually.
It's such a monster to try and take on. It's just like, oh, so much. It feels like homework. I imagine not if you're in it, but like from the outside trying to approach it is like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's like the people who would be like, you should really watch Lost. It's like, there was so many seasons.
What is it, a college course?
A college course to be friends and have a conversation with you.
I will say that One Piece is far easier to approach than Lost is. Because, I mentioned this to a friend of mine who's a huge One Piece fan, and she agreed with me. One Piece is a generic shonen, which means it's just a generic, cool anime that's aimed at, like, teenage boys and people who like teenage boy things. So it's got its deep moments, but as a whole, it's not that deep. And so it's really easy to approach. And Lost is like, let's make things more confusing the more you look at it.
It's true.
Yeah, and I've heard with One Piece you don't have to watch the whole thing. If you don't, you can pick it up in the middle somewhere and still get meaning from it.
Yeah, there's a moment where there's a time skip and everyone has like new looks and everything. The crew's all established and you can kind of skip to that part. But also, like, if you want to watch it from the beginning, there's lots of, like, Excel docs out there that show you, all right, here are the arcs that are important for you to watch. All of this in this color are filler. Don't bother. Sometimes the filler has a single episode that will become plot relevant later. I will number that episode for you.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, the Monster looks interesting. They released a trailer recently as well. And does not look bad, but it definitely looks like an Oda property because it definitely has the style. But it doesn't feel like One Piece, which is important.
Could be good.
Yep.
Man's got other stories to tell. I mean, just One Piece is the biggest one. There it is.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you had some TV news as well.
I do have some TV news. In 2019, a pilot got released for a show that's coming out tomorrow.
Okay.
It's called the Hazbin. I think it's just called Hazbin Hotel.
Oh yeah, Hazbin
Yes.
Hotel.
Releases tomorrow
On Amazon.
on Amazon.
Yes.
Which means it releases at 2 a.m., which is when I'll be watching it. Yeah, this tiny little weird show. Yeah, the pilot released in 2019. I watched it. It's a fantastic pilot.
Yes!
It's a super weird show. This is by the same creator, so we are getting the same vibe.
Busy Pop. Yep.
Yep. And
also did Hell of a Boss, which is also one
Hell
my
of a
favorite
Boss.
movies.
Yeah.
I love these series.
Yeah, releases tomorrow. They hired... It's a musical. They hired the original Katie from Mean Girls Broadway, Stephanie Beatriz, Blake Roman, who just got off of Broadway, Alex Brightman, who played Beetlejuice in the original Broadway album, Keith David, whom I adore, Kimiko Glenn, and Jeremy Jordan is Lucifer. This is going to be a fantastic
we're not getting the
show.
same voices from
we're
the
not
pilot.
getting the same voices. I think a couple of them are showing up, but it was a
definitely the same
test.
one, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched this.
Oh, and James Monroe Eaglehart, famous for being the genie, original Broadway Aladdin.
I kept watching this, and like, are they ever going to do something with this? And now we're getting 2 seasons
5
on
years
Amazon.
later.
And they already have 2 seasons ready to roll.
I'm so excited.
I love this show when I saw it.
Yeah, and it's so weird. If you don't know, it's Lucifer's daughter decides to try to redeem demons in hell, and starts a hotel called the Hazbin Hotel. Alastor, who is one of the scariest demons in a show this silly that I've ever seen. It's called the Radio Demon, I think.
I love him so much.
Alastor's amazing. And yeah, it's just going to be a super weird show set in hell. It is a cartoon, kind of in the style of like early 2000s, like Cartoon Network almost.
Yeah, this show looks great.
Except they say fuck a lot. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited for this show. It's just kind of, it's wild that it's taken this long, but it is coming out
5 years
tomorrow.
I'm honestly, it better be. I know it's gonna be.
I will say that if you have Apple TV, it has already premiered on Apple TV.
I knew it was on A24's...
or A24's,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry. Not
A24's
Apple
app.
TV, goodness.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, A24's app. First 2 episodes are out. The first 4 episodes premiere tomorrow, followed by 2 the next week and 2 the next week.
Awesome. Also, I just realized I like a musical.
Yep.
Oh no.
Hey, we've added another to the list.
Yay!
Oh, crap.
yeah,
It is a
wild.
musical. Anyway.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. I got my weekend plan. I want to see. I've been waiting years for this.
Yeah.
All right, anybody else got TV? You want to move on to some video game stuff?
I have.
You have another TV?
I'm all about TV, baby.
I have a podcast. Is that? Can we count that?
Go for that, and then we can go back over
All right,
to
hold on.
cast.
All right. Hold on. I gotta get in the zone for this one. I was very excited about this one. Okay. I'm gonna pull out my British voice for this one.
Oh no.
Not that one. Rusty Quill presents the Magnus Protocol. If that sounds at all familiar in cadence, it is because the Magnus Archives have a sequel now that premiered today. I haven't listened to it because I have to finish the Magnus Archives first, but it is going to be acting as a prequel/sequel/sidequel kind of thing for the Magnus Archives. To everyone who has not listened to the Magnus Archives, I don't know if anyone else on the show has listened.
No, I did see a video recently that piqued my interest, so I might start soon.
Right, I'll talk to you after the show then. I'm curious. But the Magnus Archives essentially is this guy works at the Magnus Institute, and he is trying to make tape recordings of all of the incidents that have been submitted to the Magnus Institute, which is a place that examines paranormal stuff and like weird stuff. He doesn't believe in it at all, so he's very just kind of annoyed that he has to do this lady's work that she apparently didn't do for like 30 or 40 years. Like, she wrote stuff down and then threw it into a pile. So he's trying to do it, and it starts out as just like a monster of the week thing. But then very early on, you start noticing that, hey, that name's been mentioned before. That book has been mentioned before. And it slowly becomes a story of, like, what's going on at the Institute. What's going on outside the Institute. And with the Magnus Protocol, we have, if you will give me one moment to read the blurb from the website. The Magnus Institute is an organization dedicated to academic research to the esoteric and the paranormal, based out of Manchester, England. It burned to the ground in 1999. There were no survivors. Now, almost 25 years later, Alice and Sam, a pair of low-level civil service workers at the underfounded Office of Incident Assessment and Response, have stumbled across its legacy, a legacy that will pull them into grave danger. So if that sounds at all interesting, you can find the Magnus Protocol wherever you listen to podcasts. So, like, I recommend, like, Spotify. It's readily available. And if you're curious if you want to listen to the Magnus Archives first, you can also find that on Spotify. If you want to listen to it without ads, you can go support them on Patreon under Rusty Quill Productions.
It does sound good.
It does sound good. They're all creepy.
Yeah. Oh, it's so creepy.
Yeah.
And they've got good production value. The guy that does it, his voice is peak. If y'all watch TikToks and have heard like but you don't sound Russian?
That's the video.
Yeah.
One of those videos
Yeah.
piqued my interest.
That audio is from the Magnus Archives. So if that audio at all makes you curious, that's where you can find it, and that's not even halfway in the show. That's like episode 50-ish somewhere.
I actually know somebody that used to hang out with the people that make that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, she came up with the nickname Fuckhands McMike,
Oh.
which is apparently a big deal in the show. I don't know. I haven't listened to it.
It's the weirdest damn name anyway.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, we're going to breeze through, so we got another TV.
Yes. This is more a plea than anything else. Our Flag Means Death got canceled by HBO, but the hashtag Renew as a Crew has been going around. Tomorrow there will be a billboard in Times Square dedicated to try and get somebody else to pick up this absolutely amazing show. There's a number that I think is on screen right now.
Mm-hmm.
That you can call. It's HBO's customer service, please. This is a fantastic, very queer, indigenous, amazing story, and we're trying to get it renewed, or at least somebody else to pick it back up.
Hey, the show's funny.
It's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. It's one of the most heartfelt, beautiful stories. It's a fantastic show. And yeah, that weird Taika Waititi vibe. It's written by David Jenkins in collaboration with Taika Waititi, and he's in it. Just fantastic overall show that we would love to
I was
get.
kind of shocked this one got on the chopping block. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was reportedly doing amazing numbers at HBO, so we don't really know what happened. People had started being hired in New Zealand for production on season 3, so something happened. So we're trying to get... And David Jenkins only wants to do one more season to complete his story.
Fair.
So...
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I thought the show was doing... I mean, there's a lot of talk. A lot of people really enjoy the show, so I was kind of shocked with the whole... Like, you know... Anyway.
They shoot it in an expensive way.
Ooh, okay. If it's cost, then yeah, then...
Yeah, they had to cut the budget by 40% for the second season, but they did it.
Okay. I have not checked out the second season yet.
It's
so
fantastic.
So good. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. It's on my list,
Yeah.
Along with everything else. But anybody got video games or...
I have one, just like a little blurb. I had no idea this was coming out. Apparently, Plants vs. Zombies 3 has already soft launched in a bunch of countries, and they're making a third one. Plants vs. Zombies is like the seminal tower defense mobile game. I used to work for a certain fruit stand. It was on every single mobile device. And we would go play it when there weren't customers. It's a fun tower defense.
I played this game on so many platforms.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites. So.
And the second one kind of wasn't great. There's too many microtransactions.
Oh yeah, that's
not enough like fun designs. They messed up with their like in-game premium currency that you can earn. They kind of flubbed that, but also nobody really knew how to do that, like a rare currency that you could earn in game and how to utilize it and how to spend it on like Pros, Plants vs. Zombies, hopefully was taking advice from really good game series like Kingdom Rush, one of the best tower defense mobile game series that exists. On all platforms and also PC. I think it's a Steam game as well. If you've never checked it out, you should. The sound cues by themselves are amazing, and the achievements are named things like, well, they're named, you do it by like tapping on a frog so he drinks some tea in one of the levels, or exploding all the sheep so that Joe Jenkins comes after you in a rush and you have to kill him. There's a Hodor challenge achievement. There's just all sorts of stuff, and it's really dope. But yeah,
this game so many times, like yelling at my TV, like, hold the line!
Plants vs. Zombies is dope. Also, I think they were the first ones to introduce the double time mechanic that became like a staple in tower defense games.
So helpful if you have ADHD.
Where you go double time, and for the rest of the, it's a dope game.
I'm fully confident my defenses will not fail. Let's go.
They've launched it. They've soft launched it in a bunch of countries. It's supposed to come out before the end of 2024. So here's hoping they went back to their roots and put out an amazing mobile game.
Also, hopefully Silk Song comes out before the end of 2024.
That didn't sound bitter at all.
Waiting on that game forever.
Let's talk about another game that's come out in 2024. They just showed today, and I am super excited for. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to see Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Today, coming from Bethesda, Todd Howard has been working on this for a couple of years, and this is set to release in 2024. I have a trailer for it, but this is how legacy characters can live on. Because honestly, Indiana Jones is a perfect character to use for this. We have stealth combat, we can do puzzle solving, and you get to punch Nazis from the company that is known for making games that punch Nazis very well. I'm very excited about this. Of course, we don't have Harrison Ford for the voice, but we've got the next best thing. Troy Baker will be voicing Indiana Jones.
I knew it was going to be Troy Baker.
And I'm very happy about it. This game is supposed to take place between the events of the first film, it's supposed to take place between Lost Ark and Last Crusade. During the heat of World War II, you will be dealing with all three major members of the Axis powers. So not only do the Nazis get their chance to catch a fist to the face, the Italians and the Japanese will also serve as antagonists, but the Nazis will be the most central role.
Mm-hmm.
This is I'm a big fan of Indiana Jones. Let's face it, Kid Jason learned how to mess with a whip because of Indiana Jones, and I've gotten real good at it over the years. But yeah, this is all coming out. This is going to be Xbox and PC exclusive, and honestly, Xbox needs a win. I could see this happening.
I mean, yeah, they lost the console war, so...
I would say, we've got Alessandra Mastronardo, who will play Gina Lombardi in the game. And we also have Tony Todd voicing Locus in the game. So, the soundtrack will be based off of John Williams' work, but will be done by Gordy Hobb. I mean, you have to capture that sound of Indiana Jones. You have to get the music right. So this is coming out in 2024. Just like I kind of expected after looking at the trailer, like, is this game a year off? But it was like 15 minutes of gameplay and developers talking about it. I'm like, how close are we? And so I went looking for the date. So it'll probably be probably the end of 2024.
Yeah. But it should be good by mid-2025.
When they actually release it.
No, Bethesda. They'll release it.
Oh, yeah.
There
You punch Nazis and they turn into little noodle arms.
There's certainly nostalgia. You've got me on nostalgia. I love Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yes, I want this, but I also do want it to be good. Please don't make it crappy, Indiana. Please don't do this to me. You will destroy me as a person.
I think there's a good shot it will be good.
To be fair, Fallout made 4 or 5 good games before they made a train wreck.
And then 76 games. Anyway. But anyway, I am excited about this. I was surprised we're actually going to get it. But yeah, of course, Disney did put some money in on that, so they want some games. So please be good. I will get an Xbox Series X if this game is good. Promise.
He doesn't speak for all of us.
Yeah, he don't. I got a PC.
Look, she got a PC to play Baldur's Gate 3. I will get an Xbox Series X to play Indiana Jones.
All right.
Or you could just use your PC.
I don't want that one on PC.
Okay.
yeah, for games like if this is a Tomb Raider, Nathan Drake kind of style game, I want a controller for that.
That's fair.
Excited. Anybody else? Anything quick? I do have a quick one. So there was a rumor going around that Pauly Shore was going to be in a documentary about the life of the great Richard Simmons, who, if you don't know, Richard Simmons is also a national treasure. But that was not the case. And how do we know that's not the case? Because the man himself has come out of retirement just to set the record, not come out of retirement. He is kind of like reared his head to explain. And a statement from Richard Simmons said, "Hi, everybody. You may have heard they may be doing a movie about me with Pauly Shore. I have never given my permission for this movie, so don't believe everything you've read. I no longer have a manager, and I no longer have a publicist. I just try to live a quiet life and be peaceful. Thank you for all your love and support, Richard." Which also, the comments, go read the comments on the Facebook page because they are wholesome and pure. And I even left one myself because, this man was known for bringing a lot of joy to a lot of people. And so he should be able to enjoy his quiet retirement wherever he may be. But yeah, I love that he himself had to come out. Let me set the record straight.
Yeah.
And also, it's nice to just know he's living a nice, quiet life.
Absolutely. That being said, I would have watched Pauly Shore do a Richard Simmons
I like Pauly Shore. He knows what he did. Anyway, I think that's it. Cora, you got anything else that needed to go for video games or anything?
Nope. I have an announcement though that we need to
Let's get
talk
to those
about.
announcements. You go right ahead.
All right. So I'm going to talk about a little con that's going to be coming up here in the North Texas area called FateCon. FateCon is being put on by the Five-Sided Fates, and it is a con strictly for D&D. And what I mean by that is you can play D&D all day. When you purchase your ticket, you automatically get 2 free games that you can sign up for, and the list of games is up and available now. We have games ranging from beginner level to all the way up to level 20 Tarrasque Hunt kind of games. I will have some games at this con. I will be running 2 games that I've actually run for SCNS before, and they will be in the beginners area, the level 1 area. You start with a level 1 character, and we just make sure everyone's, we help you build your character. We go over all of the rules. The room is a bit quieter so that you can kind of get your footing, and got a lot of experts to help out. And if you're not new, bigger games, there will be community rooms that you can go to, so you can sign up for looking for a gaming group in this area, and you can go find that and sign up to be in their area and get your hand over contact. There's going to be some panels at the convention. There's also going to be some live play from the Five-Sided Fates themselves. It's just going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be held in Arlington on March 29th through the 31st. Get your tickets now.
Also, congratulations to them for running a very successful Kickstarter for their Speedy RPG game.
Yes.
I am proud to say I was backer number 1 on that.
Hey. Nice.
Holy crap! I just looked at their. Oh my god! They have 31 days to go. Y'all should definitely go back this project. The concept alone seems very good. It looks like a lot of fun. Their original goal was $3,700. They have 31 days to go. They did a 60-day campaign. They are at 11,305 now with 145 backers. Congratulations, guys! This is awesome. And granted, they were all like, "Thank you for support." I'm like, "Well, I kind of want it. That's why I bought it."
Or like to have it, please.
Yeah, it's kind of selfish in a way.
Yeah.
I support y'all, but give me. So congratulations on that. I didn't know this campaign had been up to that. I've been out of town for a couple days, but definitely go support them over at Speedy RPG. You can find it on Kickstarter. 31 days to go. They've shattered their stretch goals. That's awesome. They're also asking us to do some stuff there, so we're gonna have to get them back on the show and talk about that.
We're also might be playing some games with them soon.
Bring it on.
Indeed.
Yes, I need my D&D core cat. Hook me up, y'all.
We're working on it.
I've got one ready to go. I'm just waiting for the trigger to be pulled.
To work out.
Sweet. Also, we got our friend Danny Gallagher and the people over there at the Mocky Horror Picture Show are running another show this Thursday at the Texas Theater. You can get tickets at texastheater.org. They are, and it's a shame that we do our show on Thursday nights, because they're making fun of Street Fighter the movie.
That's pretty good.
Oh, the live action Street Fighter the movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme with his thick ass accent playing Guile, who is an American soldier.
Yeah,
Win Not Win is Chun-Li in there, which is great. Also,
she's my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah. Also,
Raul Julia
as Bison.
For me, it was a Tuesday.
Is the best part of this movie. Everything else sucks compared to Raul Julia.
Yeah.
And his dialogue. I hate that they're running. I wish he was running it at the theater right down the road.
Yeah.
I went to his last show for Jack Frost. Mm-hmm. It was great. So I can only imagine the raw material that they have to work with on Street Fighter, what they could turn out. So anyway, Texas Theater next Thursday. Go get your tickets at texastheater.org. I hate we couldn't get them in here, but we got new software. We haven't fully worked out all the bugs and everything. But yeah, gonna be a great show. Go check it out after you watch our show.
We should get him on next week. Make him sprint to the theater.
Make him sprint to the theater. We know Danny. Danny ain't sprinting for
nope.
No. And I don't
We love you, Danny, and I hope that I hate that I'm missing Street Fighter. I hope y'all run it again, because that's just awesome. Anyway, it's approaching con season. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff with our friends, the Five Sided Fates. All Con is coming up as well. Mm-hmm. We're going to have heavy participation in that. It's going to be a good season. We've got a lot of things planned, and we hope that you guys are going to be here for it. Anyway, of course, go check out supercoolnerdshow.com and check us out on all the socials at SCNS Live. If you want to follow us personally, you can follow me on socials at Jason the X.
You can find me sometimes at BetterCat.
Yeah, the good cast on Instagram, maybe.
You can't see
Cora. Oh, right. Yeah.
You can places too.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Corodono Art.
You might want to go follow us on TikTok too. There might be some stuff coming up there soon.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that is it for us, guys. We're going to see you next week. We might have some guests on the show. Hopefully, we can get the Fates on next week. That would be awesome. But until next time, guys, as we always say around here, keep on nerding.